Today is September 13, and 1 year ago today, a man in St. Louis drove his car into Clayton Business District. I'm at the corner right now of Bemiston and Old Bonham. He crashed it, got out, and shot himself in the head, committed suicide. The news gave very little information. Unidentified man. And little was told about it. And I know that who he was a former FBI agent that I talked about in my first round of TikTok posts. But before those comments, which I've made very little actually in the January posts, but I reported everything to, like in my whistleblower attempts, to OIG. He was one of the men that had undercover dated me. It's not dating if you know who the person is and you're surveilling them. And I said the most awful, scathing, vile things about him, about both of them, both of the men. I was so angry. I was just filled with rage when I wrote my testimony of him. I made him out to be a monster. And I shared that with all of the attorneys. I think there were 9 of them. I even sent them to the assistants, everybody. Of personal, private things about him. And the next day, he killed himself. It's really difficult. I think about him all the time. Knowing that I contributed in any way to him ending his life. And the reason that I know, the reason I'm here right now is because I wanted to show you guys this. You can't even see it with all the trees. The reason he shot himself here was because it was right in front of Midland State Bank. The thing I have come to learn about FBI agents is they're very intentional in everything that they say and do. It has meaning. It's like they're trying to tell you things when they can't. And I know the reason he picked here to shoot himself was because Midland States Bank is where the bulk of this corrupt money is funneling through. Like I told you, I know the bank accounts. I know it's all passed through here at some point. And also the private fund, their office is 2 blocks down. kind of picked right in the middle of him. It was his way of trying to say, look, see. And once I realized it was him, I made it part of my fight. I didn't want his death to be in vain. And I thought if I could fight for him, for both of us, to bring this to light, then I don't know, in some way it would vindicate me of any involvement or contribution I had to his suicide. And I know if this post comes out, they'll make up some story saying, oh no, she was wrong, it was this person. And then they'll name somebody else. They'll tell the media, they'll tell the people that they're lying. They are always lying to you, to us, to the media. It is just one big web of lies that they have created. I also wanted to show how little they value life, human life, Americans' lives. Like, there are so many people that have died because of this, in this fight, and part of this corrupt power's rise and attempt to gain so much control. Like the 2 people that died in the Trump assassination, which was completely fake. They don't care about our lives. We are pawns. And that's the hardest part, is we gave them all this power to protect us, to keep us safe. And they're using that power for the exact opposite purpose.